You know, the more that I try and become a part of society, the less that I want to be a part of it. Society in the way things are in the system has such a high expectation of what they expect from an individual that it completely destroys a human being, you know. Um, Unfortunately, we're entrapped by the system and we have to play by its rules in order to survive, and it was created exactly to do so. It took everything away from us that was already ours and then sold it back to us and taxed it 3 times. Okay? And then at some point in time, humanity accepted this as the way things are. Turned everybody greedy, turned everybody against each other, you know, made things so difficult to survive that we're stepping on each other's heads to get ahead. Everybody's always trying to please somebody else or the system, or speak their language, in order to, for them to even listen. I'm at a point in my life where it's no longer reasonable for me to give the opportunity to reason. Like, why is it that I am the one that always has to reason or change myself to please the needs of society or the system or its rules and regulations just because it says so? And anyone that goes against it is an outcast. They're wrong. And they're like defiant or something, you know. I have been completely run into the ground, devastated, destroyed, my ego, my confidence taken out of me by trying to fit the standard of society or trying to do what the system requires of me, in order to just survive, in order to just survive. And then they stop us, they stop us from being able to survive on our own without that entity. So in order for you to prosper or prevail, you have to embed yourself into the system and into society. There is no other option. But that's not real. That's an illusion. There is always supposed to be an option of freedom, okay? It doesn't mean somebody doesn't want to work or earn or contribute. But I want to work and earn and contribute to something that's worthy, not something that tells me that I have to or else I'm going to die. You understand where that doesn't work? That's like being in a relationship with a female and being like, you have to stay with me, or you have to do everything through me, or you can't get to where you're trying to go. That's what the government has done. That's what the system has done. That's what the dollar's done. That's what the establishment has basically done. It's been like, guess what? We're just going to buy all the land and buy everything, and then say that we own the land, the water, the food, harvest it, and then sell it back to you for and tax it and like, it's extortion. That's what it is. It's extortion and it's slavery. So I have a hard time adjusting and trying to please society or the system as a whole. Or why is it that I have to be a part of your system to survive? Are you serious? Like, you're playing with the wrong guy, bro. Because this is what creates crime. Okay? Is not giving anybody another option to earn or generate for themselves, or to live freely. Like, I should be able to just get up right now and be like, you know what? I don't want to be a part of your system. I don't want to work your jobs that you've manipulated, taxed, and taken, the majority of the benefit away from the amount of pay that I get. So you're telling me you're gonna force me to work your shitty jobs, be miserable, just to get enough crumbs to pay my rent and be broke after that? Or else I have to be a doctor or a lawyer or somebody of some type of authority or statute or stature, whatever you want to call it. That's psychotic, okay? And that's the world that most people are living in society. They're psychotic, okay? That's insulting. It is. You should be insulted, but you shouldn't be insulted by me telling you the truth. You should be insulted by the system that has manipulated you and used you for its own benefit and told you this is life, this is how it is. And then if anybody like me stands up and says anything otherwise, I'm immediately the bad guy. My perspective is incorrect and I'm wrong, and I need to check my attitude. To me, that is the description of psychosis, or just straight insanity. That's like being like, you know what? All of a sudden, we have to eat humans in order to survive, and if you don't do it, we're gonna throw you in jail. This is just a way of life now. This is just how it is. Sorry, what are you gonna do? You can't do nothing. Try to run, we'll catch you. Try to, go against us, we'll throw you in jail. We'll call you crazy, call you a psycho, and discredit you so nobody listens to you. You're gonna do what we say is the right way to do things, or else you are cast out, or worse. You know what I mean? That's society. That's the system. That's how it is. Everybody's miserable. You know why? Because they're all being used. They're working for very small amounts. They're being taken advantage of. And then we're all turned against each other in the end. Why would I want to be a part of that? Why would I want to be a part of a world that picks on people that are weaker than them and takes advantage of them and manipulates them, and then brainwashes them to turn against somebody that is just trying to tell them the truth? Oh, but that's just how it is. Suck it up. You know what? I'll destroy your whole system. I will. If you think you're going to tell me to suck it up and just be a part of your little slave system and be happy and be content and serve, this establishment and be happy with that, or be miserable with it, but just do it, then you're gonna meet your match eventually. Somebody is gonna dominate what you're doing. Like there's been revolutionary people like Martin Luther King, Tupac, even, you know what I'm saying, that went against. They just called it out for what it is. The system itself is corrupt. It is creating the poverty out of greed, out of inflation of the dollar, out of straight up greed, corruption, evil. And then you get a demographic of individuals that get cast out and pushed to the side, like the homelessness population. And they're the pieces of shit that are feeding off of society. They're the bad guys that are living off your tax dollars that you're being enslaved for in the first place. So you're miserable and pissed off because you are a slave to a system that is not treating you well. It's just allowing you to get by, but that's an illusion. We only have one life. We were meant to live in abundance, and it does not necessarily have to be us working through the main entity or the main system. That's called slavery, okay? That's another form of slavery. I should be able to get up right now and say, I don't want to work your jobs from your government, but that doesn't mean that I'm not contributing. That does not mean I have the freedom, okay, as a human being born as a seed into this world, to decide what I want to do in my life. Not get a job, you bum, get a place, you bum, and be miserable and call other people a bum, and go and prey on homeless people and people that are traumatized and that have been raped, molested, abandoned as a child, all these things. If you don't join our gang, and go and pick on a bunch of weaker people than you, then you're a piece of shit. Like, you're not welcome here. See ya. I've been a demon, bro. I've been an evil person. I know devil shit way better than you. You want to be a bully? You want to be a gangster? You want to fucking pick on people and shit? You wouldn't survive where I came from. You would you would have to be an animal, and you would have to fight predators bigger than you, not smaller than you, not weaker than you. You're going to be dominated by another force, and it's going to eat your food and make you starve, slap you and call you a bitch and tell you, what are you going to do? You're going to go run to the cops. The cops are going to laugh at you and call you a snitch. That's where I come from, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go run to the police, the cop goes and tells the gangster and says, yo, this guy tried to snitch on you. Go kill him. Well, not, they won't say go kill him, but yo, they're like, you know what I mean? Even in jail, like, this, somebody tries to run to a CO and be like, yo, help me. These guys are going to stab me and jump me. The CO goes around, does his walk, and says, yo, homeboy's at the grill saying that you guys are going to murk him, snitching you out. And then he walks away. And then that guy gets stabbed and killed. You know, that's the world that we truly live. That's the system itself. That's not just jail. That's the system as a whole. And I'm telling you right now, that's not gangster, that's not tough. I've been around murderers, drug dealers, killers, savages, gangsters, all that, you know what I mean? And I get it, we're all just trying to survive, you know what I'm saying? But that's because the system has us in a state of panic, in survival mode. The establishment, the government, the dollar, the way that the foundation and the establishment is built in society, the world as a whole. Okay? They got us stuck like that. Turned us against each other. So we're just like, bro, like, it's just, and people can't see it. And they call people like me crazy for saying that. Imagine a world where the majority of the people are actually psychotic and crazy and live in a crazy world and has accepted defeat and slavery and delusion, but then the small percentage of people that wake up, realize what's going on, and try and help these individuals and speak the truth against the system that's oppressing them, they become the enemy, and they're crazy. Wow, mind-blowing. We're always trying to do what we think looks good to the establishment or to society, or trying to attend to others, changing ourselves, altering ourselves to be a part of something that is giving us an expectation. That's not slavery. Slavery doesn't have to be to one race. You know what I'm saying? Like, they say a happy slave is a slave that doesn't know he's a slave. This is a strategic, long-term attack against humanity. This has been rolled out over hundreds of years to the point where people are so docile, or if that's the right word, so unaware, so unconscious, that they just accept it. I don't want to fit your standard.